This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
I'm on a mental journey.
That's good.
An emotional journey.
For what?
Right now. Trying to never have road rage. Not that I got it that bad, but I would let other people's poor driving affect my mood. And I just feel like that there's so much unnecessary negativity in the world. Why would I add to it? Well, at the end of the day, what? Is it going to tack on 7 seconds to get around them? Or like worst case scenario, you get stuck behind them for 20 minutes. That adds what? Maybe 2 minutes to your commute? I don't know. It just feels to me like it's just not worth letting my mental health deteriorate. Yesterday I got cut off and I laughed it off. And then I realized like 20 seconds later, I was still in a good mood. There is the exception of when you're put in a dangerous situation because of somebody's poor driving.
Absolutely.
It's nice to still be able to protect yourself. But most of the time, just chill, baby.
Okay, so next time Ryder flips you off, make sure you text into the show so I know about it, because I'm counting down the days until this journey ends. TikTok is back. It's like when Selena Gomez says she's taking a break from social media, and then she posts again 12 hours later. Nice work, girl.
Yeah, it was
dramatic. I knew it was fake. I knew it. When I was seeing everyone's goodbye videos crying and stuff, I was like, okay. And then what do you know?
Yeah, you were confident that
I was.
It wouldn't be gone for long anyway.
Because I knew that at the end of the day, a lot of influencers on there are everyday people. It's not even somebody whose job is an influencer. They keep the economy going. They'll post one product, and then what do you know? It's sold out. You go and try and purchase it from your local drugstore. Gone. Anyway, I'm happy that it's never gone away for us, because my new algorithm are barbershops where guys come in with really long hair, looking a little tired.
Looking a little pro wrestlery.
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But they just want to change. And these barbers are so good that they drive 3 hours to get their hair cut. And it is unbelievable to see the before and after. I look at these guys and I'm like, there's no way this is my type. There's no way this is my type. And then they do the like reveal. And I go, oh, that's my type.
So that's why you're happy it's back.
That's true. No, these guys are studs. I'm like, tag them. They never tag the person.
I like that, like, some people have really deep-rooted motivation why they're excited that it's back, like paying bills. You know, the content creator fund in the States. Can you imagine how nerve-wracking it would be if that was your main form of income and then it was just gone? Yours is just you get to watch hot guys get their hair cut. But yeah, all right, right on. Cameron Diaz has made a triumphant return to the movie game. Lisa's going to give us a recap on how good the movie is.
I watched it this weekend. It's called Back in Action.
But it is interesting when you look back at when she was crushing it, how much the world has changed since. Because like early 2000s, she was in, it felt like every second big movie for a stretch there.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. What else was she in? Something About Mary. That was even earlier than that, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was probably like '01.
Wow.
So to take a look back at how much the world has changed, we found an old clip of Cameron Diaz talking about Charlie's Angels and when they were doing the press tour, and they discovered something.
Yeah, this will make you feel so old.
We were in Tokyo. It was in Roppongi, and we the three of us walked out, and there was a whole wall of like fans who were waiting for us. They knew we were there, and they're all holding something over their heads like this, and we're like, "What is that? What are they doing?" And the woman who was our host there said, "They're filming you," and we're like, "On what?" And they're like, "Their phones." And the wind was knocked out of us, and we looked at each other, Drew and Lucy and I, we looked at each other and like almost started crying. It was like that, really, that it just flooded us. We were like, oh my God, it's going to be everywhere. We're not going to be able to do anything. If everybody has a camera on their phone and everybody has phones, it's over. Like, it's over.
Then that was back when phones, like the cameras were so blurry and they were already concerned. Now it's like the most high definition pictures.
For celebrities back then, though.
Yeah, they had privacy.
For most people, if you saw somebody walking by you wouldn't have time to pull out your camera from your bag and take the lens cap off and start filming by the time that they were long gone. But phones changed the game, right?
So Back in Action is officially on Netflix. Cameron Diaz's first acting gig really in a decade. I watched it. It doesn't have a very good rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like 25%. But honestly, I liked it. I thought it was a little bit cheesy. It definitely came off like it was written by AI. But I kind of loved how it was about modern parenting.
And like
it was millennial
parenting. Yeah.
So it's Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Glenn Close is in it. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Colossal Biosciences is a startup that's trying to bring back extinct animals.
A startup? Let's shut it down. What animals are we talking about? Because I'm not interested if they are taller than a building.
Well, the woolly mammoth is what they're working on right now.
Come on.
They just received $200 million in funding.
Where are they going to put it?
Well, I think they'd probably end up, we're a long ways away from them actually putting them out into the wild. I would imagine like sanctuaries and stuff.
Imagine putting it out there though, and it's like the new kid in class. You're like, who are you? Where'd you come from?
Well, yeah, what happens if, let's say, the woolly mammoths just thrive with the environmental conditions of 2025 and all of a sudden they're breeding like crazy and then they wipe out humanity? I know that's unlikely, but
that's so scary.
We are kind of gambling. Like, they're also looking at bringing back the Tasmanian tiger. I'm just looking right now. Tasmanian tiger. Oh, they're terrifying looking.
Oh, good. Perfect. What else? Anything else?
The dodo bird. I know that's extinct, and that's one of the ones they're looking at.
Are they scary? Because if so, I don't want that.
Okay. But yeah, like the woolly mammoth, for example. How many of these could you have roaming around your community before you're terrified? They're 13 feet tall.
Whoa, that's like 3 of you.
I mean, that would put me at about 4'4". I think I'm a little bit taller than that, but thank you.
13 Subway sandwiches. That's too tall.
That's tall. 13,000 pounds is what they grew up to. I'm just a little bit scared that we don't really know what we're doing.
I just a little bit scared. You actually do sound like a toddler when you talk like that.
Have you seen the viral video for the Turkish pasta that everybody's going nuts for?
No, because my entire algorithm are just men getting their long hair cut and the transformation.
Looking very dapper.
Looking so fresh. That's all I see right now on social media. That and videos of Justin Bieber performing live.
All right. Interesting algorithm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit worked up lately or what?
I don't know. I guess so. I guess I watched a couple of those videos for a little too long.
Yeah.
And now the internet thinks that's all I want to see. So what is this? Sorry, what's it called? A Turkish pasta dish?
Turkish pasta, yeah. And it's like the number one most viral food right now. I don't know how to make it yet. I'm trying it tonight. Maybe I'll do a little video and post it on Play 107 tomorrow. But
please.
It's being named Anna Paul's Turkish pasta. And I was like, oh, is this like a Martha Stewart type that I just haven't heard of? I go and check out who Anna Paul is, and now I think my algorithm's going to probably end up being a lot of her. Absolute smoke show influencer.
I love it.
So she posted her mom's Turkish pasta recipe, and now everybody's trying to make it. But
I love when this happens.
Quite well known in Turkey.
My friend Sam is an influencer. She's got 2 million followers, and she posted her dad's Caesar salad recipe, like the dressing recipe, and he must be so proud. He's been making this dressing for 30 plus years, and now people all over the world are making it.
Do you think he's a little bit upset that they've named the Caesar salad dressing like Sam's Caesar
named
salad?
It Johnny's.
Oh, good.
It's called Johnny Caesar dressing.
Because if I was Anna Paul's mom, and all of a sudden everybody's naming it after her, I'd be like, I showed you that.
Totally. Yeah.
So just to give like a quick recap of what it is: bow tie pasta noodles, and then you flavor up some Greek yogurt with garlic and paprika.
Just make sure it's plain Greek yogurt, not vanilla.
Correct. Or like peach. Don't go with that.
Oof. Okay, so Greek yogurt
with paprika is what I see. Turmeric.
Okay.
And garlic.
And you put the Greek yogurt.
You just mix it up.
Okay,
keep it chilled.
Keep it chilled. Got it.
Then you put that over the noodles, and then on top of that is ground beef that's cooked with onions and then other spices. And then you do like a butter sauce on the top. So it's melted butter with more paprika, if I'm not mistaken. And some people do it with like a tomato paste in with the butter. And you pour that on top. And apparently this pasta dish, which sounds quite easy to make, really. It's not that many ingredients. People are going nuts for it that are discovering it for the first time. And Turkish people are like, yeah, we have names for that. It's not the Anna Paul.
Right.
We have names for it, and
that must get frustrating.
Cooking it forever
because there was a stretch there. Was it Bella Hadid's vodka pasta? It was one of like a supermodel's pasta dish, and it was just vodka pasta. But because it had her name attached to it, I'm sure so many people were like, "What? No, she did not invent this."
I've made that exact dish for years.
$1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Texter 107. You've been trying to get through to 1K wordplay for quite some time.
Yeah.
For too long.
For too long is right. And this is one of the first times that you haven't had your kids in the car for 1K wordplay. Dang, it's okay.
They want to go on. They want to go on.
Well, you'll have to represent them.
Yeah, seriously.
Today, and then they can check it out on the podcast later and hear how their mom won $1,000.
I better do good.
Yep.
I better do good because they're going to chirp me.
You've got this. So how this works for anyone listening for the first time, 2 is going to choose a teammate. They're going to leave the studio where round 1, the other host will give to 5 words with a 25-second timer. Tell us the first word that comes to mind. We'll invite your teammate back in for every word that matches. It's $25. If you hit all 5, it's $1,000. So who's your teammate?
Ryder.
Okay. Goodbye, Ryder.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Yes, let's do this. Just testing out my timer. 1 second here. Yeah, that works. Gonna turn it up just a little bit. All right. What comes to mind when I say groceries?
Food.
Tutu.
Tutu?
Yep.
Skirt. A skirt.
Friendship.
Bestie.
Bubble.
Bubble. Blow.
Oh, we ran out of time. What did you say with bubble? It was right when the timer went out.
Blow.
Blow. All right, so no chance at 1,000, but we can win 100. Let's get Ryder back in the studio. You can see my facial expressions through the window. We hit the timer.
Yeah,
but we got 4 words in.
I heard you screaming in here.
It's okay. We're going to give away $100. I believe in you. Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say groceries?
Food?
That's correct. $25. Woo! Tutu.
Ballet?
Skirt. That was a tough one. That was tough. What comes to mind when I say friendship?
Bracelet?
2 said bestie. Last but not least, come on, for $50. Because we know 2's kids are going to chirp her for sure.
They're chirping me for sure, like 1,000%. They're chirping me.
What comes to mind when I say bubble?
Bubble.
That's hard.
I'm going to say wrap.
Blow is what 2 said.
If it would have been bubbles, maybe.
I was going to say boy. Bubble boy.
That was a great movie.
Say boy.
Great movie. Shout out to Jake
forgot about
Gyllenhaal.
that, yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal was incredible in that. What a career. So we're going to practice the I don't like that game together. This is something that a woman's gone viral for online, teaching children how to nourish friendships with other students at school.
Kelsey, what else is her TikTok handle if you want to follow her? She seems to do a very good job of just recording conversations she's having with her kids. And she does an amazing job at just talking to them like
Adults.
Yeah. connecting with them, but not baby talking and breaking things down in a way that just makes sense. I don't know. I've just watched a couple of her videos. She's very good.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to share this with everyone listening, because we could all learn something, even though this is specifically for kids. Me, I'm turning 35 in less than 2 weeks. I'm like, I learned something from this video and I want to implement it too.
In a conversation, if somebody says that they like something, the last thing you should do is just immediately shut that down by saying you don't like it.
Yeah, or saying, ew, that's gross. I hate that.
Yeah.
Instead, you ask questions. You inquire as to why they enjoy it instead.
So one of the comments under this video says, don't yuck someone else's yum.
I love that.
Is a good way to word it when explaining it to kids, especially.
Let's try it. Let's
Okay.
do a round of this, because everybody listening should practice this.
I personally love smoked oysters once in a while. No. We don't puke noise.
Sorry.
Talking about trying to avoid yucking someone's yum. That's just a way that one of the commenters worded it in a video that's going viral, where her mom is teaching her kid a lesson about when somebody says they like something, don't just always resort to telling them you don't like it, because it kind of kills the conversation and doesn't feel very friendly. And we were discussing how even as adults, this is a pretty important lesson
100%.
to learn.
We got this text from Carissa. I was on a trip in Hawaii with a friend once. We stopped for lunch and I decided to have a poke bowl because I love raw tuna. And she continued to tell me how gross and disgusting it was while I was eating it. To this day, I feel weirdly shameful, even though I enjoy them. Her words really stuck with me 3 years later. Don't yuck my yum.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. How often does that happen when somebody points out something you enjoy and then starts picking it apart, and you actually start to second guess if you even like it?
Yeah. And you're feeling a little bit embarrassed, or
Right.
maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Is this something I need to keep to myself? No. You do you. Enjoy what you enjoy.
I wanted to talk about somebody yucking my kid's yum.
What? Tell us.
So my daughter, she's in grade 3. I got her these Pizza Hut wings, the boneless wings from Wing Street, and they're the mild ones. But some kid during lunchtime said it looked like they were dipped in blood, but it was just the sauce. And then she was so embarrassed she didn't want to eat her chicken. And then she came home and told me about it. And that little, oh boy, I got some words for that little guy, you know?
He definitely yucked that yum.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a lunch, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're the best dad ever.
Well, how do you handle something like that when these kids do that?
You know who has a great answer for this is your daughter, Charlie. She says, I really hope your day gets better. You kind of like pointed out that they're just in a bad mood.
Yeah, like switch it up on them.
I'd put that kid in a locker.
No, Ryder, we're not putting kids in lockers.
I'm just saying what I'd do. A woman has gone viral for giving some really good advice to her kids, and I think a lot of adults need to learn this as well. It's when somebody talks about something they like, to not have your first reaction to that being that you dislike it.
Yeah, saying, ew, gross, I hate that. Instead, be understanding, ask some questions. So we're practicing it on the show right now, and we encourage you to try it as well.
One commenter said growing up, the mantra in her family was not yucking someone else's yum, and I thought that worded it very well.
Okay, let's try it right now. Ready?
Yeah.
I can't wait for the reunion of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Ryder.
What about it excites you?
I just know that there's some feuds between the women that need to be resolved. So I'm excited to see how that's broken down.
Is it fun just listening to rich people argue? Because that's the kind of the basis of the whole show, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jewel has a song where there's lyrics that say, sometimes it's nice watching people on TV whose lives are more messed up than yours. There's something comforting about that.
Wow, that was just a breakthrough, because I have judged you every time I walk by and you
See?
were watching that show. And you
No.
can just add to the conversation.
Instead of shutting them down and making them feel dumb for something that they're talking about because they like it. They're opening up to you. What a great lesson to be learned. Everyone listening, try implementing this into your life. Try practicing this with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends, with a stranger, and see how much happier your life can be.
Wine sales are declining even more so than other alcohol sales. And they're saying this trend poses an existential threat to the industry.
I bet if you had a couple glasses of wine, you'd be able to nail that word.
I doubt it.
I think it's because people are realizing that wine gives you headaches and you can't work very well when you have a headache.
You've pretty much quit drinking wine, and it used to be one of your go-tos.
I pretty much quit drinking in general.
Yeah. Boring. Just kidding.
You're lucky that I don't drink, because who gets a free ride everywhere? You. Which is not going to be the case. Point. Next time I'm leaving you in the dust.
Yeah, I take it back for sure.
Anyway, I get the worst headaches. I'll have one drink, and the next day the headache is so bad that I don't get anything done. It's not worth it.
So there's just some generational shifts.
Okay.
Health concerns regarding alcohol is a big reason for the decline in general. Mm-hmm. The rise in popularity of pre-mixed beverages.
That's true,
which
too.
You do see a lot more of those now.
Yeah, very convenient to just grab a can.
And legal marijuana. And some of that as like a party option.
California sober is what they call that.
Yeah. Anyway, it sounds like the wine industry is pretty stressed out about this. So.
How many people listening now are like, don't worry, I got you. They're heading to the store to get a box of wine.
I just find it interesting that like all of the heavy hitters in that industry would get together, and then by the time the meeting's over, everybody would forget what they were even talking about in the first place.
What meetings? People that work for wine companies?
Trying to figure out how to get rid of this existential threat, you know?
I think that they're doing just fine then. If they're all in that room drinking away. Oh, wait, would that be on the company's dime, though? Never mind.
Probably. A Taiwanese doctor has performed a vasectomy on himself and videoed the whole thing.
Oh, videoed it?
Yeah, he was trying to just get some attention on social media to show how good he is at it, because he said doing it himself ensured that it wouldn't be a botched job, and is hoping that he'll get some clients because of it.
Well, people are just trying anything to get a following online, get some business in the door.
I haven't seen the video.
No.
But I would imagine this doctor must be pretty skinny.
Why?
Well, I just picture myself trying to do that, and I think all I'd see is belly if I was bent over like that.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast. Play 107.